Hi all and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about Unknown 9 Awakening and share why I like this game. I know how it's been received, but please keep an open mind and give me a chance. I think it all comes down to having the right expectations. But first, let me quickly explain what this game is. It's a story-driven action-adventure game from Bandai Namco and Reflector Games, set in a new universe. You play as Haroona, a quester born with the ability to venture into a mysterious dimension called the Fold. You must master the powers of the Fold and fight a secret society. Basically, think Uncharted, but on a lower budget, and instead of guns, you have supernatural powers. The game is about 8 to 10 hours long and costs $49.99. I'm not going to tell you that this is secretly an amazing game and that you just don't understand it. I know it has flaws, it's clunky, it still has some bugs, and the enemies aren't very smart. I acknowledge all the things that aren't great about this game. However, I think there are very specific things this game does do well, and sometimes that's enough. For example, I enjoy the fact that story-driven action-adventure games tell shorter personal stories. Sometimes I'm just not up for a 30 to 50 hour long game. In general, I think the story and the world building have been done quite well. Exploring it and learning about this world is cool. It's not BioWare level of quality, but it's good. On top of that, and arguably more important, the combat is one of those things where you can see the potential of what they were trying to do. It just didn't quite reach it, but I still really enjoy what they created. Before I explain how the Fold powers work, let me just say that if you play this game, don't focus on the stealth or combat trees. They tried to make 3 playstyles work, but the Fold powers are just the most fun by far and make the game overall much more enjoyable. For example, with these powers, you can take over an enemy and control them for a while. This allows you to walk them over to a gas tank and hit it to make it explode. At some point, you can essentially chain jump into multiple enemies. If you set it up right, this lets you kill multiple enemies in one big swing just by controlling their actions well. You need to think about cause and effect. For instance, if an enemy's attack moves them across the battlefield while you're controlling them, but you also want to eliminate them, you should attack in a way that leaves them in the right place when you're done. It's almost like that scene in The Flash where he takes out the Royal Flush Gang. It's very cool to play around with these powers, and since they gradually get stronger, it doesn't really get old. For me, this combination makes it fun. I don't know many games that do powers like this in such an enjoyable way, even if it's not perfectly executed. I also appreciate an 8-hour action-adventure game that isn't a third-person shooter and has a world as deep as this one. Nothing against third-person shooters. I just feel like I've played enough of those for a while, so it's nice to get something different. Overall, my expectations for this game were pretty low, mostly because I didn't know what to expect. If you expect another Uncharted-like game, then yes, you will be disappointed. If you go in without expectations, then you might enjoy what you will find. What I found was an interesting world with a nice story and a cool but flawed combat system to mess around with in a genre that's usually dominated by third-person shooters. That's why I like this game in a nutshell. That's it. As always, I'd love to hear what you think about this game in the comments, but keep it civil. Any toxic or disrespectful comments will be deleted. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Regardless, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.